Well, after Saturday's haul craziness, it's time for a regular DVD and Blu-ray update. Um, it's been actually almost 2 weeks since the last one, so I don't have a whole lot, but I think I'll have enough for this update anyway. Um, so let's just start with A Man Escaped, a film by Robert Bresson, although that's not how you pronounce it, but anyway, this is a prison escape movie, and I've been hearing very good things about this, and I thought this was great. The main thing I like about the movie, and the main thing, I don't know, but upon first watch, and my initial thought that I think people like about this movie, and also what I liked a lot, is his because it's about him throughout the whole movie. He plans his escape. This guy, who, by the way, I think he was a philosophy student or something like that, because Robert Bresson, he wanted to use non-actors. Am I right when I say that? Anyway, just some trivia, if it's correct. I hope it is. Anyway, he plans his escape, and his sort of meticulous planning and constructing of this sort of equipment that he needs for the escape. Well, he does. It seems like he does more than what he actually does, because it's so well made. The sound design of it all makes it all so fun to watch. But he really just makes a rope. Does he make anything else? Well, I don't know. But just seeing him with his innovative creations, or I mean his innovative techniques, or the way he goes about planning the escape and building the rope, and or putting the rope together and stuff like that. And I don't know. And as I said, together with his sound um, design, or the sound, well, it's just very very nice to listen to. For example, if this would have been a silent movie, I doubt that it would have been as interesting to watch him putting all of this stuff together, because you need the sound there, and it's very well made. It's very pleasant for your ears, to me anyway. Um, but yeah, I guess I can't see exactly how it is so praised. It's a good movie, yeah, sure. I guess a great movie, but um, I don't know. Maybe there's something I'm missing. But it's yeah, no, I recommend it. It's good for sure. Then we have this movie is called The Last Hunter, and it's with David Warbeck and Tisa Farrow, who's actually Mia Farrow's sister. I believe after she stopped acting a little bit after this movie, and she started. She studied to become a nurse instead. Might say something about that on the back. Maybe that's why I know it, because I read here exactly. She was an actress in the 70s, but later on she decided to become a nurse instead. This is a very cheesy movie. Who's the director of this? Antonio Margheriti. Set in the jungle. It reminded me of Apocalypse Now throughout the movie. And actually, there's some trivia on the back here, which is where I saw the Tisa Farrow thing. And here it also says that they shot it where Francis Ford Coppola shot Apocalypse Now. At least parts of it. Parts of the locations are the same. Not that I recognized any exact locations, but the atmosphere feels like sort of a B version or a cheaper version of Apocalypse Now. And this is another one of those movies which was intended to be called, I think it might have been Apocalypse Now 2 actually, but I guess rights or copyrights or issues just made that them having sometimes I cannot speak, because of rights issues, they had to change the name. Yeah, it's an Italian movie. I don't think did I say that? Well, I think you understood on the name of the director. But yeah, the action is actually really good in this one. It's a lot of fun to watch. Very visually fun. It's one of those movies which it's not like they thought of the plot and like, holy crap, that's such a great plot, we have to make a movie about that, and well, we'll just set the movie in the jungle, but we'll focus on the plot. No, they decided to make a movie full of action in the jungle, and then they were like, well, we might need a plot too, but we'll work that out later. That's fine, you know. and but that's what, you know, that's also what you wanna see when you watch these movies, I guess. You don't really care about the plot, but they just kind of force it in there. But anyway, it's not a great movie, but I enjoyed this a lot. Wow, I talked about 5 minutes about 2 titles. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to be quicker. We have Viking season 1, which I got for Christmas, and I thought this. I mean, I had been hearing very good things about this, but my sister, I asked my sister if she liked it, and she was like, "Well, it's pretty good, not great." And when I watched it, I actually kind of agreed with her from the very beginning. I don't think this is great. It's very cheesy. It feels like it's sort of role playing instead of realistic portrayal of the Viking Age, or, you know, it's very visually good, you know, good looking. Some of the sets look great, and the nature and environment are very nice to look at, and all that. But I guess it's mainly the acting and the characters and their accents or their dialects. I don't understand why they have those, really. Well, I guess I can understand in a way, but I don't know. To me, it's kind of pointless. They just sound stupid. But mainly the acting, which is pretty bad actually, and makes it very cheesy. The dialogue is pretty bad too, and maybe the actors' full potential aren't being used. They're just sort of, all of them are portrayed as stereotypes, and they're not interesting at all. They're just very generic in the way they're presented, and I don't know. I didn't like it that much. Not a bad show, as I said. There are some good things about it, but ultimately I was disappointed. Then we have Goodfellas, which is a movie I have on DVD, and I got this one for Christmas too. I remember when I watched it, I bought it in a local store here. They're still open. Luckily, they haven't had to shut down yet. The guy at the register, he told me, "Oh, this is a really cool fucking movie," and that made me really look forward to watching it. But I remember that it never grabbed me. I didn't really care for it that much. I know that I thought it was good, but I would have expected to like it a lot more than that. So I'll always sort of wanting to rewatch this, and well, of course I have been able to because I have the DVD, but you know, for some reason I just haven't. But now I got it on Blu-ray, watched it again, and I liked it a lot more. Especially when I rewatched some scenes. It's like in an interview here. It has 3 documentaries on it too, and in one of the interviews, I can't remember who, but someone says that certain masterpieces you might not notice that they are masterpieces on the first watch. A lot of these scenes, this is definitely true. Some scenes I didn't pay attention to the brilliance, you know, right away. And when I rewatched maybe half of the movie, maybe not that much, a third of the movie later on, or right after watching it actually, again now, I realized that it's really good. And also I listened to, I guess that's how I rewatched some of the stuff, but I listened to a commentary. It has 2 of them, but especially the one which is called, these are no new special features, all of this is on the DVD, so anyway, Cop and Crook, with Henry Hill, who Ray Liotta's character is based on, and the FBI agent Edward MacDonald, who sort of caught him, who was involved in the investigation. And when you listen to them talk, when you listen to Henry Hill talk about all of these events, you realize how detailed, or how to express myself here. Well, how close to reality Martin Scorsese wanted this movie to be, because everything that happens in the movie happened to Henry Hill. I mean, he sees the scenes and he remembers what happens to him, and he talks about it just like it is in the scene. So it's very sort of true account of the actual events, and also a lot of fun to listen to him talk about this. And yeah, there are only slight changes and stuff which he mentions once in a while. And also, yeah, it's very very cool how they talk to each other as sort of old friends rather than cop and crook. That's really cool. I just thought I would show this. David Batra, stand-up comedian. If you're Swedish and you find this for a cheap price, I would recommend it. And if you like stand-up comedy, I don't watch a lot of stand-up comedy, but this was, I thought this was good. It's a 1 hour 20-minute performance. And one thing I thought was interesting with this is that after, like, I don't know, 40 minutes of being, you know, funny, which you are in a stand-up comedy show, he just decides to sit down and talk about a serious subject all of a sudden, which is very unexpected and very brave, I think, and interesting to do in a comedy show. You know, just out of the blue, he decides to tell a story about how he, well, I'm not gonna spoil it actually if you want to see this, but anyway, let's see. I had a lot of thoughts about this, but it's been a while since I watched it now, probably a week and a half, but let's see if I can remember what I thought about it. Suicide Kings with Christopher Walken and a bunch of actors I recognized. Dennis Leary's in this, and I don't know everybody's names, but the guy who plays, I think his name is Billy in 6 Feet Under, he's in this. And especially a lot of fun was to see the guy, what's his name? I can't remember, but he's in E.T., you know, the main kid actor. He's in this too, and this is from 1997, so about 15 years after E.T., I think. Anyway, this movie started out pretty cheesy, but after when it went, well, it's kind of cheesy all the way through actually, but as it went by, I started to enjoy it a lot. But then, I don't know, when it's maybe 40 minutes left, 30, 40, it takes a bunch of weird turns, twists and everything, and the sort of mood changes, they jump between genres in a very random way, and it doesn't seem like they know what they want to do. And actually, it seems like they want to do a bunch of different things, and they can't decide what to choose when the movie's coming to its climax and everything. They just don't know what to do, so they decide to do it all, and it just ends up very, I don't know, not very well. I don't know. It's just not a great way to end the movie, and by the very very last scene, you just don't know what to think anymore. It's just all over the place. I don't know. So that's unfortunate, but it does remain a pretty interesting movie and a fun movie. It just has a lot of shit, mainly in the last part of this, which drags the movie down, definitely. But for the price I bought it, I can't complain. It was a fun watch, I guess. Then I watched this last night, Blue Jasmine, which was one of those I bought 2 days ago, Saturday, on that 50% sale. I thought it was good, but it didn't grab me as I hoped it would have. Some stuff did. During certain scenes here in certain parts, I really liked what I was seeing, but ultimately, I don't know, it didn't really affect me that much. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it exactly, but it's good, and I'm gonna give this a rewatch. I'm gonna have to, because another one I bought on that sale, The Big Wedding. Don't ask me why I bought this. Well, okay, go ahead, ask me. The answer is I don't know. I like watching these comedies. I love comedy, and I like just having to. I like being able to turning off my brain and just enjoying a simple comedy with actors you recognize and just having a good time. And this was one of those movies. While it was a pretty bad movie, a pretty shitty movie, I did like Robert De Niro's performance. It wasn't really that out of the ordinary, but of some reason his performance grabbed me in this movie. I guess I don't need to explain why. If it did, then it did. So, and it did. Anyway, I really didn't dislike this, but it's a bad movie. So sometimes those movies just sort of come along, It's kind of hard to explain, but yeah, bad movie. I don't recommend it, but I didn't mind it. So then we have Identity Thief. Yeah, this is nothing special. It's really not that funny. It's pretty well told. The story is fun to follow, and you know, pretty consistent movie, or consistent. Well, whatever. It's pretty well made movie in a way, but the humor definitely is lacking, or the comedy is lacking. It really is not that funny, which is unfortunate because it could have been a great movie if the humor was just, if the jokes were better and just wittier and some more creative stuff. Because yeah, that's what makes this suffer. Or anyway, other than that, it was an enjoyable movie, and it was fun. Well, I don't have much more to say. Okay, I only have 2 titles left, but I'm gonna have to save those for the next update because the time will run out here. But anyway, that's all for this time, and yeah, see you next time, and thank you for watching.